I hadn't even set my brand-new dining chair down before I was staring down the barrel of disaster. My neighbor, in a bright blue tracksuit, was already screaming that I was a criminal, and within minutes 2 police cars came screeching into my driveway with lights flashing. She told them I had a weapon that I was breaking into the house I legally owned. That's how my welcome to the neighborhood started siren suspicion and my heart pounding like it was going to explode. Just a few hours earlier, it had felt like the start of a dream. I'm Marcus, 32 software engineer, first-time homeowner. I had saved, sacrificed, and finally bought a modest house on Gable Street. That afternoon, the delivery truck arrived with my new dining set, the first real furniture I'd ever bought for myself. I was standing in the sun, proud as hell, holding that chair when she appeared. Linda Walker. 68, helmet of stiff blonde hair, royal blue tracksuit, and a scowl so deep it looked permanent. And the first words out of her mouth weren't welcome, weren't even, "Who are you?" "No," she yelled. "Is that the kind of art you people make in prison?" I froze, stunned, the chair still in my hand. I tried politeness. Maybe she was confused. Maybe she was just having a bad day. "I'm your new neighbor, just moved in," I said, even waved. But the more reasonable I sounded, the angrier she got. "Don't you lie to me. People like you don't just move here." And then, like something out of a nightmare, she pulled out her phone and dialed 911 right in front of me. I could hear every word she spat into the phone, painting me as a large, aggressive black man with accomplices claiming I'd threatened her. I wanted to scream, to shake her, and demand what the hell she thought she was doing. Instead, I stood there, jaw on the ground, while the delivery guys shifted uncomfortably. And then I heard the sirens. 2 cruisers flew around the corner. One cop, older, tired eyes, the other young, eager hand already on his weapon. That kid's eyes locked on me like I was seconds away from lunging. My hands shot up, my voice. Shaking, "Officer, this is my house. I have the keys. I have paperwork inside." But Linda was louder. He broke in. "He's violent. Arrest him." The older cop asked for ID, and of course mine still had my old apartment address. Perfect. Linda pounced on it. "Fake ID. See, he's lying." I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. In that moment, I honestly thought, maybe I made a mistake moving here. Maybe this neighborhood isn't for me. I unlocked my front door with trembling hands, proving the key worked. For 1 second, I thought that was it, the truth would end this madness. But no. Linda doubled down. He stole the keys. He mugged the real owners. Her lies were bottomless. Finally, the cops followed me inside, saw my deed. The emails, the closing documents. The mountain of proof. The older officer looked at me and said, "Sorry about all this, son. Enjoy the new furniture." But Linda never apologized. Not a word. She glared, stormed back into her house, and slammed the door. I thought maybe that was the end. I was wrong. A week later, a cream-colored envelope from the Gable Street HOA landed in my mailbox. Violation notice. $200 fine for commercial activity in a residential zone. They claimed the delivery truck was evidence of me running a business. At the bottom of the page, the board member who filed the complaint, Linda Walker. She wasn't just a neighbor, she was part of the HOA board, and now she had the system on her side. I spent days gathering evidence, delivery receipts, invoices, even the welcome email from the furniture company. I walked into that HOA meeting like a lawyer, laid everything out calmly. And when I finished, I honestly thought reason would prevail. But Linda shifted the narrative. Large trucks disrupt the neighborhood, they lower our property values, they endanger children. The board nodded along. They didn't care about context, just rules twisted to fit her agenda. The fine stood. I walked out sick to my stomach. Frank, the kind old man from across the street, caught me on the way out. He whispered, "She's been at this for years. She's building a paper trail on you. Be careful." That night, lying in bed, I stared at the ceiling and thought, maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should pay the fine, sell the house, move somewhere else. For the first time, I wondered if she was right, if people like me really weren't meant to live here. That thought nearly broke me. But then something in me snapped. No. I wasn't going to hand her my life on a platter. If she wanted a paper trail, I'd make one too, except mine would be built on truth. The next morning, I had a full security system installed, cameras on every corner, night vision cloud storage. Expensive, but it felt like armor. For 2 weeks, nothing. Just her glares from behind twitching curtains. Then, one night at 2 a.m., my phone buzzed, motion detected. I opened the feed, and there she was. Linda, in a robe and slippers, creeping across my lawn with garden shears. I watched her crouch by my mailbox and snip the heads off my brand-new rose bushes. She even looked up at the camera and smirked. It was petty, it was insane, but it was proof. I filed a police report. The same older cop showed up, sighed when I hit play, and shook his head. That's about as clear as it gets. Vandalism. We'll press charges if you want. And for the first time, I didn't hesitate. Yes, press charges. A few hours later, I watched from my window as he showed Linda the video. Her arms flailed, she denied, but the second he turned the screen around, her whole body sagged. She was caught. The tyrant of Gable Street finally exposed. I sent the video and police report straight to the HOA president. His phone call came within the hour, voice trembling. The fine is dropped immediately. We'll send you a formal apology. We're convening tonight to remove her from the board. Suddenly, the same people who ignored me were tripping over themselves to clean up the mess. Proof changes everything. Linda was removed from the HOA board. Neighbors began whispering stories of how she'd bullied them for years. The basketball hoop she'd gotten rid of reappeared. And then the final blow, the district attorney filed charges. In court, stripped of her tracksuit bravado, Linda looked small. She pled, no contest, got probation. A fine, mandatory anger management, and most satisfying of all, a restraining order keeping her far away from me. Weeks later, I turned onto Gable Street and saw a moving truck parked outside her house. This time, she was the one hauling her life into boxes, loading furniture into a truck, leaving behind the power she once clung to. The irony wasn't lost on me. She had accused me of moving things out of a house that wasn't mine, and now she was the one driven out. I sat in my car, watching in silence. Not triumphant, not gloating, just relieved. The reign of Linda Walker was over. And that's the lesson. A home isn't just something you buy, it's something you fight for, and sometimes the only way to win is to let the truth speak louder than their lies.